What's up, everybody? Welcome back to your WWE Week in Review. We're a couple days late from our usual scheduling, and I promise I will address the reason for that at the end of this episode. For now, though, it's time for the SmackDown SumUp. So let's get right into the action from Friday, August 14th. The show kicked off with General Manager Nick Aldis addressing the situation surrounding Women's Champion Chelsea Green. After suffering a broken orbital bone, Chelsea was medically unable to compete, and Aldis initially came out with the intention of taking the championship away from her. Chelsea, however, wasn't having it. She made an emotional plea to Aldis, essentially arguing that she had fought too hard and overcome too much to simply have the championship taken away from her. And Aldis would eventually change his mind. Instead of stripping Chelsea of the title, he gave her 30 days to get medically cleared and defend the championship. So Chelsea Green lives to fight another day. But that wasn't the end of the segment. Gunther's music would play, and he would come out and begin talking down Chelsea, which eventually would bring her husband Matt Cardona into the situation. Cardona attacked Gunther to defend his wife, and Gunther wasn't just going to let that slide. What started as an argument quickly turned into an impromptu match. Gunther taking on Matt Cardona, and despite Cardona's best effort, the ring general would eventually take control. Gunther forced Cardona to tap out to the Boston Crab. But things weren't finished there either. Tiffany Stratton would come out to save Chelsea Green after Nia Jax and Lash Legend would make their championship aspirations known. And Tiffany Stratton would suffer some damage to her ribs before her title defense later in the night. Next up, it was United States Championship action. Baron Corbin defended the United States Championship against Carmelo Hayes, and once again, Corbin found a questionable way to get the job done. Corbin would end up hitting the end of days and pin Melo to retain the championship, but the celebration didn't last long. After the match, Trick Williams showed up looking for Corbin, and he wasn't alone. Lil Yachty was with him, and the two launched a sneak attack on Corbin. Now we can get to one of the biggest talking points of the night. CM Punk and Kevin Owens came face to face ahead of their match next week in Toronto. This wasn't exactly a friendly conversation either. Punk and Owens went after each other verbally, bringing years of history and personal animosity into the confrontation. The two made it very clear that this isn't simply about winning a championship. There's a genuine hatred between these two. Next week in Toronto, they finally get to settle it in the ring. CM Punk versus Kevin Owens for the undisputed WWE Championship. Then we got a huge championship change in the tag team division. Damian Priest and R-Truth put the WWE Tag Team Championships on the line in a triple threat match against the War Raiders and the MFTs. Tama Tonga and Tala Tonga captured the WWE Tag Team Championships. The finish came when the MFTs used some dirty tactics, including a rake to the eyes before hitting Brothers Keeper on R-Truth. Standing ringside, watching it all happen, was WWE Hall of Famer Haku. The MFTs are officially on top of the WWE Tag Team division now. And then would come another championship change. Tiffany Stratton defended the Women's US Championship against JC Jane. But remember, Tiffy had already been attacked earlier in the night. That injury ended up playing a major role. During the match, Chelsea Green would come out to ringside to support Tiffy, and she was cornered by the other two members of Fatal Influence. Tiffy would risk it all and hit a diving crossbody to save Chelsea, but this would give JC Jane the opportunity she needed to take control of the match and quickly get the pin and become the new Women's United States Champion. And just like that, Fatal Influence walks out of SmackDown with yet another championship. And now we get to the ending. Cody Rhodes was scheduled to take on Sami Zayn, but that match never happened. Before Cody could even compete, Randy Orton launched a surprise attack, and what followed was absolute chaos. Cody and Orton tore through the arena in a destructive brawl with security and officials struggling to keep the two separated. Whatever these two had left to settle, they clearly aren't done. And SmackDown went off the air with Cody Rhodes and Randy Orton still trying to tear each other apart. And that is how the show ended for the night. Now, I mentioned at the beginning of the show that I would address why this SmackDown SumUp is late. Quite simply, I went to record the other day and realized that I did not have the mental capacity or emotional availability to record, and I didn't want to release a video that I couldn't put all my energy into. That being said, if you're ever struggling with your own mental health, never be afraid to reach out to somebody and talk about what's going on. talking about your feelings is okay and can be a healthy way of processing what's going on. Now, on a less serious note, if you're interested in hearing more talking about wrestling topics and more analysis of WWE, be sure to check out Talk to the Bell every Wednesday at 3:30. For now, though, my name is Easy E, and I'll be talking with you all next time.